Pivot tables are like magic tables for your data. Imagine you have a giant list of sales, it's hard to understand. Pivot tables summarize this data. You can see totals by product, region, or even salesperson. Pivot tables are great for answering questions about your data. For example, what was the best-selling product in the North region last quarter? With a pivot table, you can find the answer quickly. No more complicated formulas. You can even create charts from your pivot tables. This helps you visualize trends and patterns in your data. It's much easier than staring at rows and columns of numbers. Ready to learn how? Let's get started. Before you create a pivot table, you need data. This data should be in a table format in Excel. What does this mean? Organized data. Your data should be neat and tidy, like a well-arranged pantry. Each column should represent a specific type of information, like date, product, or sales. Each row should be a single data point, like a single sale. Column headers. The first row of your data should have clear and concise headers like labels on spice jars. These headers tell Excel what each column represents. Once you have your data ready, it's time to tell Excel to create a pivot table from it. You do this by selecting any cell within your data and then going to the Insert tab on the Excel ribbon. Click on the Pivot Table button on the Insert tab. Excel is smart. It usually selects your entire data table automatically. Double-check that the Select a Table or Range field has the correct data selected. Next, choose where you want your pivot table to appear. You can put it on a new worksheet or on the same sheet as your data. Click OK and watch the magic happen. A blank pivot table will appear along with the Pivot Table Fields pane. This pane contains all the column headers from your data. Now you get to decide how to analyze your data. Remember those questions we talked about earlier? This is where you find the answers. Drag and drop the fields from the Pivot Table Fields pane into the 4 areas below rows. The fields you drop here will be your row headers in the pivot table. Want to see sales by product? Drag the product field here, columns, drop fields here to create column headers. Want to see sales by region and product? Drag the region field here, values. This is where the magic happens. Drag a field here to see sums, counts, averages, and more. Want to see total sales? Drag the sales amount field here. Filters. Want to focus on a specific time period or region? Drag fields here to filter your data. Experiment with different combinations of fields. You'll be amazed at the insights you can uncover. Remember, practice makes perfect. The more you use pivot tables, the easier it becomes. You'll be a data crunching pro in no time.